Did Atari really pull the plug on the VCS? Let's find out. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to another episode of the Good Times Newsline Flashcast. That's right. So, what is today's news? Well, today's news is actually, more of an observation. It's not something that I normally wade into. I don't normally get into things that kind of skirt on the edge of drama, maybe, and certainly don't want to wade in any online battles or wars or whatever. I don't necessarily hold a flag for anyone or anything. However, I am a fan, and I'm definitely a fan of Atari, a lifelong Atari fan. I'm a fan of Intellivision, and I do enjoy my Atari VCS, as represented by the many videos on this channel, representing at least a brief look into just about every single game that has been released on the Atari VCS. So this week there's been a whole bunch of news. Lots of people have been saying lots of things, like the Atari VCS is dead. They pulled the plug on manufacturing. Nothing's going to happen. It's gone. It's done. Everything's over. But is it? Maybe, but just maybe, they missed one article from GameSpot that says the Atari VCS isn't dead? Let's check this out. Let's see what's going on. So we're going to go ahead here, and we're going to hit some buttons, and we're going to take a look and see all of the cool things that are in this GameSpot article. So, the title of which is Atari reaffirms commitment to VCS console after canceling its manufacturing contract. And that doesn't sound like they just stuck a fork in that bad boy and sent it off to pasture, now does it? Anyway, it does say Atari may have cut ties with the VCS's original manufacturing partner, but the company says it's not the end for the retro console. By Haley Williams on December 20th. That was only 2 days ago. It was late 2 days ago, so about a day and a half. So what does the article say? The article does say Atari recently released its half-year earnings report for the current financial year, and it didn't seem to have good news for the Atari VCS console. It's picked up by Tom's Hardware. The report pointed to a decline in Atari's hardware sales, along with a reorganization of the hardware business that would involve suspending relationships with the VCS's current manufacturer. The report shows a 92% decrease in hardware revenue year on year, dropping from $2.4 million to only $212,466. Now that is huge. That's not great news. I'm going to say it right now. That's not great. Atari points to a decline in cartridge activity to account for this drop, as well as a underperformance by the VCS. Well, I mean, it's hard to perform well when there's not a lot of hype. There's not a lot of things going on as far as pushing the Atari VCS. It is not necessarily easy to find as far as retail goes. You can go online and buy one. You're not walking into a store just like you don't see the PlayStation, the Xbox, the Switch, and look at this VCS thing. It's got this own little spot in retail. There's none of that. Right, it's a digital-only console, and it just kind of sits in its hardware world and its hardware box. So there's not a lot of reasons for it to exist in retail. But anyway, that's for maybe another day, another video. And then overall, Atari reported a 27% decrease in revenue from the same period last year. But I mean, those are not great numbers. I'm going to say that right now. It's not amazing. And it would, of course, when you read that there, and you're like, man, well, of course they're going to just. They pulled their relationships with their manufacturer, but they're out of here. See ya, done. I'm stop reading TLDR. Goodbye. But if you read on, it said the report also mentions that they've been busy with a reorganization of its hardware business for the first half of the financial year. It includes suspension of direct hardware manufacturing relationships, notably with regards to the Atari VCS. Okay, this is the thing where that's it. They pulled the plug. Atari specified that it wouldn't be giving up on the console. This is what a lot of people have been missing. Instead, opting for a new commercial strategy that has been implemented at the end of the calendar year 2022 and will continue into calendar year 2023. So like they're not just walking away, which has been widely reported. So I just want to make sure that like that stuff gets out there. If there's, if no one else makes a video that says this except for me, at least that someone else read this article and said, wait, Atari just said they're not just walking away. In fact, they said they're going to actually keep, like a finger on the pulse, at least, of the VCS. In a statement to Tom's Hardware, Atari reaffirmed its commitment to the console, saying, we suspended our relationship with the original manufacturing partner for the VCS, but we continue to maintain inventory and fulfill new orders. Atari remains committed to the VCS platform, the statement continues. Okay. We have been adding more support for game developers and continue to add games to the store. The hardware is an important part of Atari's legacy and will continue to be a part of our long-term strategy. We have several hardware and software projects under development, under license contracts that will expand the VCS ecosystem and create additional utility for users. That's pretty cool. Now, part of that hardware strategy might be something that is in my hand right now, and I'll just show you that in a second. One of Atari's hardware projects saw 3 new Atari 2600 cartridges released earlier this year. Those are the XP cartridges. I mean, they're cool novelties. Not necessarily for me, to be honest. They were kind of all right. And while its digital projects have included Atari 50, the anniversary celebration, an anthology of games interviews, and there will be a release for the PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, PC, and of course the Atari VCS. That does not also include the pretty awesome Recharge series that has been coming out and has new games in the pipeline that are coming out in the next couple months. Also not mentioned in this article are other things like the fact that they already have 18 different games in development in the pipeline for release for the Atari VCS in calendar year 2023. So there's more stuff to come. There's actually more things that are coming out. So there's not just, again, they're not just walking away from this thing. What else did they say? Well, not what else did they say? That was it. That was what they said. So about hardware stuff, like what else is there? What else is there about the Atari VCS? Is it just really a box that you just put Windows on and then you hope to play PC games on a mid-range basically desktop, like mini micro PC, and that's what you do? No, of course not. On this channel, you've been seeing it is a fully fledged actual console that has a store. You can buy games. I just played Atari 50 on it today. We were playing Vector Sector. We had the Fun for 5 on Atari 50 itself. All sorts of stuff going down on here. But this little piece of hardware is also pretty neat. This guy right here. It is a 128 gig. It's not gonna do it. But it's a 128 gig flash drive that actually has Linux on it. It's Debian, and it's formatted for the Atari VCS. You plug it in, it's plug and play. It automatically boots, and then you can have some fun. Where I've actually been able to get some really cool emulation stuff going on the console, because although the console isn't the most amazing, most powerful thing on the block as far as a PC goes, it'll still play your retro games pretty good. And what do you know? Atari is a retro name, so there is some cool stuff to be had there, and more will be coming regarding this little USB device on this channel anyway, pretty soon. So things that you can do on the console other than just put Windows on it and try to play Steam games or whatever people are saying, I don't know, whatever, is you can play actual games from the Atari VCS store. And then, some people will be like, oh, well, we need like 5 games. Maybe, but maybe there's actually a little more. So why don't we hit some more buttons and then check that out, just in case people don't know, like, what does an Atari VCS look like with games on it? It looks something like this. There it is, the Atari VCS with all sorts of games on it. You got Atari 50, you got Gunslugs, we got Airy Castle, we got Jetboard Jets, we got Yars Recharged. And I'm going to just keep scrolling here. There's a lot more than just 5 games on the Atari VCS. They're not a lot. The library isn't amazing. but it's got some really cool games that are actually worth checking out. And on this channel, we have played quite literally every single release that has ever been out on Atari VCS. So if you want to know what they all look like and how they play, you can get right down below on the playlists and check those out, which is pretty cool. The Atari VCS Thursday playlist is the where you want to go to check all those things out if you want to. But like I said, you know, there's all sorts of stuff you can do. You're getting into friends lists, there's leaderboards, there's all sorts of fun things going on, and they keep improving things on the way too. There's even, you know, of course, you know, go into the store and all that kind of stuff. Again, we've done overviews in the past on the channel. We've done all sorts of other kind of stuff, so that's for another video. But the bottom line is this old guy, this old little guy right here, is this headed for my dumpster? Is it headed for the bin? No, not by a long shot, not for a while. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know what compelled me to make this, to be honest, other than the fact that I just keep seeing people just go, oh, well, Atari tried, and, well, I guess it's just it. It's just like, well, okay. Atari 50 just came out on this thing on Tuesday. Like, Atari 50 released on the VCS this week, and they're like, oh, well, they're done. Okay, I guess. All right, anyway, I'm just going to put this in there. I'm not even going to promote it. It's just going to be on the channel. So if you found it, then congratulations. You found Bacon Ice Cream Productions. Say hi in the comments. So, you know, do whatever. Be nice. It's a wacky if you're not, but anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Is the Atari 50 or is the Atari 50? Is the Atari VCS dead? Not looking like it. Is it a great situation right now, sales wise? No. But you know, maybe if more people figure out what they can do with this thing, you know, they get the price down a little bit. Yeah, the all-in bundle at $400 was pretty high. Not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, if you factor in the controller costs at basically 120 of those $400, even still, you know, like you're over $250 for the console itself. It's still a little bit of, that's a lot of monies for the hardware that's in there. I get it, you know, for the PC enthusiasts anyway. But you know, it's still a pretty cool thing. It's a neat device, and I like to play on it. So that is that. So what do you guys think? Let me know again down below in the comments. And until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we will see you later. Take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com